So I got to ask a real question. I ain't give y'all this question ahead of time. Here's a real question.
Okay.
If I'm a single real estate agent, taking a single woman to see an empty house, has anything in history ever gone down that should not have gone down that y'all know of?
So for us, the answer one,
Heck
never.
no.
However, I know.
Yo, your wife looking at you like,
But so I do, 100%.
for real?
100%.
Is it common?
I've heard several.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard several. But it's not, to me, that's the wildest thing that you could do.
Yeah, that's
and the
crazy.
reason why is because
messing up your money.
Your livelihood, if you're ever caught doing something like that, there's too much on the line.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But yes, it does happen.
Man, this is crazy. High school sweethearts.
Yes.
Where'd y'all meet at?
Woo!
So, Carowinds, actually.
Charlotte, North Carolina, on the border of Charlotte, North Carolina, and South Carolina.
Yeah. Okay.
So my sister knew Anthony first.
Okay.
And she was like, once, she talked to Anthony and was like, hey, my sister's coming to high school. I was in middle school still. He was already in high school. And she was like, once he gets to his high school, you're going to be dating my sister. And
I had a girlfriend.
He had a girlfriend at the time. He's like, nah.
Dumped her like a bag of bricks.
He did. He did.
Yo,
He went for it.
Sorry if you watched
you dropped her for an 8th grader, Doc?
He did.
Coming in 9th grade?
Yes.
I'm in 9th grade.
Yes. So, I mean, as soon as I got into
She was
high school,
bad,
I
bro.
already
It was bad. I was like, yo.
Thanks, babe.
This ain't even gonna matter when we adults. So like, let me get all this backlash on the front end.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
High school.
So yeah. So I mean, as soon as I stepped foot into high school, I already had a boyfriend, and it was Anthony.
And y'all, it was a rap since, and y'all never broke up, never did none of that.
Yes.
Never
Never broke up, but always somebody has something to say.
High
Then
school,
we
there was
have
all
our
kinds of
drama.
stuff, dramas
Things like
stuff
that.
like that. But that was like the ultimate test. We made it through that.
Yes.
There was nothing that we couldn't do. And then when I was a senior, I actually got out early. It was exam week. I was done with my exams. She was in economics class that I just so happened to be in as well. And I told her then that I was going to marry her.
For real.
And I was like, boy, bye.
I told her, I said, you're going to be
Senior
my
year.
wife.
Yeah.
You knew that for sure.
He knew it. And he told me again. We were at your parents' house. I was like 16, and I was just about to leave, and we always gave hugs and kisses, and he was like, I'm going to marry you. And I was like, okay. Like, he always said that.
Did you believe him? Or were you just saying, okay, just like the typical woman answer?
Yeah, I'm just like, okay. I mean, I love him so much, so of course I would want that, but I'm like, I'm still in high school.
Her dad said it was puppy love.
My dad says puppy love, yeah.
As a father and, as a girl dad, I'd be saying the same things.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was, he was sure that it was puppy love.
What made you so sure that she was your wife at 18?
So it was, from the very beginning, man, it was like she always saw things in me. Our relationship has always been competitive. I didn't care about school. I did not care about school. I think I didn't really take it seriously until my senior year. So with her, she was straight A student. I never knew that you could get higher than a 4.0 as a high school student. I did not know that. And she showed me that. So that just goes to show you like just what I was exposed to in a relationship with her. It made us competitive. I graduated with a 3.25, never had a 3 anything.
Wow.
But because I refused to lose to this woman,
Right.
it just elevated everything about me. So that's how I was sure.
Well, you still lost because she graduated with a 4.0.
For sure. Yeah, I did.
But you still won.
Like a 4.125.
Damn. 20 years later, hold up, bro. Give me my credit. Give me my credit 20 years ago. But hey, that's funny. So then what happened? I'm curious because I'm always fascinated in Black love, right? What happened after you graduated? Like what? Because, bro, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? You went into the real world then.
Yeah.
Like, I think you went into the military after that time frame?
Yeah, so I was home for 2 years after I graduated. Wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. All my
college?
friends were going to college. And my parents were like, you are not taking school seriously. We're not paying for you to go to college. They said, but you can go to this community college. Wow. Central Piedmont Community College in Charlotte, North Carolina is where I went for 2 years.
You did.
years.
And I just felt like the path that I was on was not the ticket out of my parents' house. So I had to figure out how I could get on my own quickly as a man and be self-sufficient. And I knew that if I stayed home, I would have been that 25-year-old still at home with my parents, which my parents would have been okay with. My parents, we're New Yorkers, so you have people that grow up staying in their parents' house for 50 years.
Yeah.
So I beat feet to the military, and that just exposed me to a different world, which allowed for me to quickly grow as a man and be on my own. So 2 years after I graduated from high school, I joined the Air Force.
Air Force.
Yeah.
Where were you at 2 years later when he joined the Air Force?
Running track for-
I was still in high school. No, I graduated. I was at UNC Charlotte.
UNC Charlotte.
Yeah.
On a
Y'all were still
scholarship.
On a
dating.
scholarship, a track and field scholarship. Yep.
Dating.
Yep, we were still dating. He asked me to marry him when I was 19.
So I went to Italy for 4 years, came home on leave. It was my sister's birthday, and I asked her to marry me at
16.
Macaroni Grill
Yes. Yep.
Macaroni Grill.
In
in front
Concord.
of my parents.
How old were you then?
19.
Yeah, he was going on 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was 19 going on 20 and proposed to her at my sister's birthday. She agreed there just because I guess she felt like that was what she was supposed to do.
Right.
Actually, I was 19. You were 20 because you're 2 years older than me. I was 19. You were 20, going on 21.
Oh, yeah. So she agreed like that was what she was supposed to do. So, the traditional sense now, and I'm starting to see more people going back to it, but I didn't talk to her father about marrying her either.
Oh, my
I
dad
just went
was
and got a ring.
pissed.
Came, boom, asked her to marry me. I think I flew out back to Italy 2 days later.
Yeah.
And we started planning stuff and doing all of that, and then I came back and we were going to do Justice of the Peace.
Right.
And she said, that morning we were supposed to get up and go to the courthouse. She was like,
I'm not doing
can't
that.
do it.
I was like, I need a wedding. Like my mom didn't have a wedding.
Okay.
She didn't wear a dress. I need to be in a dress and I need to have a ceremony. So we're gonna have to wait. So we did.
So she put it on pause. So I came home on leave.
But the good thing is, Anthony, like I would fly back and forth to Italy to visit him. Okay. So I finished college before, we decided to actually move in together and things like that. So I was able to finish college, but also still see him. So Christmas breaks, spring breaks, summer breaks, I was in Italy. My dad would fly me there. He was like, if you just stay here, finish college, I will make sure you can be with him. And he was doing the same. So yeah, I would jump on with
he was flying his daughter to me for?
Yeah.
Hush. Very quiet.
Bro, man, know what time it is? Hey, don't get it twisted.
Oh my God.
I mean, y'all 6-7 years in the game now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no stopping it.
Exactly.
So a good father be like, you know what? Hey, listen.
Gotta embrace this.
Let me embrace it. Let me not fight it. As long as you cover what you need to cover as a woman and as a man taking care of her, I'll support the movement. And I'm pretty sure he's super happy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Super
Yes.
happy.
Yes.
So you went off to the military, and I think and then military you got out, did a government job,
Yep.
and in government job you was making what, about 6 figures plus?
Yeah, I was making a little over 150,000.
Good God, good gracious. And then you, after you graduated college, what did you get into?
After I graduated college, I was an accountant and a bookkeeper.
Accounting and bookkeeping.
Yes, for a couple companies in Maryland.
For real?
Yes.
And what were you making?
At the time, as an accountant and bookkeeper, straight out of college, I was making about $60,000.
Okay.
And then I ended up getting my security clearance, and so through one of Anthony's government contracts he had, and I got a good old government job as well, making about 6 figures, a little over, like 120.
Let's talk about that. So y'all in y'all 20s, making a combined income of about $300,000.
Yes.
$300,000 with the average salary in America around that time was going to be right around 48.
Okay.
Average household income around that time is going to be around 55 to 58. Today it's 65,000 average household income. Y'all's household was doing 300,000.
We're thriving as 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What the pivot though from government guaranteed benefits $300,000? That's
Right.
That's 25, 30 grand gross a month, 20 grand net. Why the pivot from that to going into real estate?
So we pivoted out of government going into real estate.
I think it's more to prioritize our relationship.
Definitely
and our
prioritizing the
family.
relationship, because I was, on numerous occasions, I was gone for more than half the year, deployed to the Middle East. And it paid great. So on top of the money I was making, I would come back with bonuses between $50,000 to $70,000. just coming back. I'm talking cash bonuses, in a check, lump sum, coming back from Afghanistan, Iraq. So
Well, you went to Afghanistan, you went to Iraq, and then you wanted to go back, and I said, you're not going back.
I was literally on my way.
No, we have a 1-year-old and
2 months out from going back to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Chloe, our oldest, that's 12 now, she was in diapers and crawling when I left. Came back, she was walking. So I'm going back out again because I'm like, look, I just want to be debt free. Let's just eliminate all our debt. I'm gonna just go one more time. Just need to do this play one more time. She said, can't do it again. So, and I was outside the wire. I mean, I'm in it while we're out there. So it was more of a danger thing for her as well. So she said, look, babe, you can sell anything. My dad was in real estate at the time for about 30 years. And it was something I avoided just because when you talk about prioritizing relationships, my dad and my mom been together for almost 40 years now, but he was always working. And that was something that I didn't desire just because I saw the time commitment. So I told her, that was my narrative, was I don't have time to do that. And she flew our daughter.
I said, no, you do have time to do this. And so I signed us both up for a real estate course. I flew my daughter to, our daughter at the time, one daughter at the time, I flew her to Charlotte, North Carolina. My mom kept her for a whole month.
Mother's Day weekend, she sacrificed for Chloe to be there for us to do this.
Do this together.
First time mother, she was like, babies with them.
So I was like, let's do this. So every Saturday and Sunday, we were in real estate class for 8 hours. During the week, we had quizzes and homework that we were doing together. And we studied, we passed. He got his license first and ran with the business for a year. And then I jumped in. He was doing about 300,000 GCI on his own.
So that's gross commission income. So I'm doing that part-time. So I'm still making 150. I'm doing real estate part-time. Without any assistance from my wife, and I'm making 300K.